So, hello guys. Some few weeks ago, I had told you that I am planning to import my vehicle from Japan for my taxi business because I told you that I cannot afford to buy a vehicle locally that is ex-Japan used. The only vehicles that I can afford to buy locally and do profitable taxi business is only locally used. So this time round, I wanted to buy a vehicle that has never been used locally, but the prices here are so high in a way that they cannot make a profitable taxi business. So I have decided to import a vehicle. And I thank God that so far the vehicle is being prepared for shipment. So it is still in Japan, but I should have it in the next 45 days to 60 days according to the shipment plan. And as always, this channel is for us to empower one another. The experience that I have gone through for the last 2.5 months, I would say, is an experience that I will be sharing here in a series of videos. Guys, I have learned so many things that you cannot believe. And I feel like I need to sell you this information. I feel like I don't want to share this information for free. The way I have shared so much information about Uber for free, I feel like I should sell and make some money from the experience that I have gathered in the last few months, because it is experience that will be very useful to you. So the vehicle that I am buying is definitely a small vehicle. We are, since we are to, hustlers, so we can only manage to do something affordable. But of importance, guys, is the experience that I have gone through. All these stories, I will share them, with titles of several topics. So there is, first of all, how to shop for, a company to buy from in Japan. There are many ways through which you can buy your vehicle. I will have a topic for that. There is also the due diligence. The moment you get a person to buy from, you can trust that person, but it doesn't mean that you can necessarily trust that vehicle. Okay? So I have come to, to discover several ways you can actually investigate the history of that vehicle from Japan for the many years it has been there. You can get the history of that vehicle if it has been sold in several auctions. You can get the history of that vehicle actually if it has been owned by several people. And these reports, for you to get them, I can refer you to the people who will, you just pay like $5. That is like 600 shillings, something around that. And then you get a full report about that vehicle on various aspects that you will be looking forward to investigate. So I will also do a video on due diligence. And the most important thing, I will do the video advising you on the general things about car importation. Because when people hear someone is importing a vehicle, they quickly reference money saving. Okay? If you say that you are looking for someone to help you in importing a vehicle, people think that, okay, locally that vehicle could have been sold to you, let's say for 1 million. People will immediately think that you are going to save yourself 300,000. That could be the case. Probably not. You might import a vehicle and end up paying more expensive than how that vehicle is costing locally. At the beginning of your shipment process, or at the beginning of your importation journey, you must identify what is your objective of importing. Are you looking for quality? Are you looking for certain specification? Are you looking to save money? What is your goal while importing? Okay? And then you must now establish a criteria whereby there will be intersection of the money you have and the quality you want. Because if your money is not a lot, of course, you will not get the best quality vehicle. But we also understand that vehicles in Japan are very well maintained. Okay? There is a mandatory servicing plan that you must adhere to if you are a Japanese car owner. and if you don't adhere to that service cycle, then there are penalties that are imposed on you, which means that even if a vehicle does not look to be of high quality to you, it could be a better vehicle when you are importing it from Japan, because in any case it has been subjected to those mandatory servicing cycle, compared to some vehicles in Kenya that could appear very, very attractive in good condition, but maybe the owner has been skipping the maintenance cycle, which are not mandatory in Kenya. In Kenya, you do what you want to do with your vehicle, as long as it can take you from point A to B. But in Japan, that is not the case. So I will also teach you how to balance the money you have and the quality that can give you what we call quality for money. So you don't have to look for the most high quality vehicle from the Japanese market, because it will cost you an arm and a leg, but you can balance that. The other thing I think we will discuss moving forward, okay, is the easiest way for you to lose money if you are looking to import. And let me tell you guys, if there is one way you can just take money from your pocket and throw it away, is by requesting someone to import a vehicle on your behalf. Okay? I know there are so many individual importers. If you do your investigation, I am telling you, you will take some more risk to import for yourself directly, but you will save yourself a lot of money. If you go through someone who will carry that burden for you, who will do the hard work for you, who will get his hand dirty on your behalf, be ready to pay for it. A vehicle that probably you can import for yourself directly from Japan, and then it will cost you, let's say, 2 million. If you go to someone who imports on behalf of others, that vehicle will easily cost you 2.7, 2.8. I have done all those math and I have seen. But I have said, if you are importing for yourself, then it means that you will need to take some risk for yourself. You will have to go to the bank and do the transfer for yourself. You will have to identify a company from Japan that does exports of vehicles and pay to them directly from Kenya in dollar. If you pay to the wrong account, then you lose the money. Okay? So there is some bit of risk if you are doing these transactions for yourself, especially for the first time. But if you use a local importer, a consulting importer, he will take that risk on your behalf, but be ready to pay for his profit. Okay? That is something very, very important. The other thing that is very important and a bit controversial compared to the stories I have heard about importation. Okay? If you go to these consulting importers, they will tell you pay 20% of the vehicle price and it will be shipped until Mombasa, and then you will complete the rest of the payment when the vehicle arrives at Mombasa, or when the ship arrives in Mombasa. Others will tell you to pay 50%, others will tell you to pay 70%. But from my investigation and from the advice and a lot of research I have done, don't try to import a vehicle if you don't have the full amount. Because if that vehicle, if that ship, merely, if it gets to the port of Mombasa and you, by any chance, you don't have the balance to complete the payment, you will easily lose your car. Secondly, it will cost you a lot of money for that vehicle to be stored in the port yard waiting for you to get money to complete the payment. And also, even if your vehicle arrives, you cannot get an asset financing company to finance you, because the vehicle is actually not yet yours. It has actually not yet arrived in the country, and it has actually not yet been registered. So you'll not get someone to help you in the financing. So the biggest advice I can tell anyone, if you are planning to import a vehicle, have the full amount. Don't try to say that you are paying 50% and think that you will complete the rest of the payment when you get paid, or when a certain tender comes through, you will lose your money. Secondly, there is what is called, when the vehicle is in Japan, the price of that vehicle is called FOB. Okay? Freight on board. It is a logistic term. That is the amount you pay for the vehicle when it is in Japan. When you pay the amount of that vehicle when it is in Japan, you need to pay for some extra amount, like what we call the inland freight. When the vehicle is in Japan, it still needs to be transported to the port there in Japan so that it can be shipped to Kenya. You need to pay for inland freight, you need to pay for inspection, and then what we call for the marine shipment. So when you do that full payment, it is called CIF. That one is cost, insurance, and freight. Okay? When you are making your payment, you need to pay that amount in full, because these companies in Japan, they will request that you pay in dollars. And making international payment in dollars, it costs a lot. For me, it costed me around 6,000 to transfer my money, okay, to Japan. So if you make your payment in installments, let's say you will pay 20% and then 50% and then 30%, it will cost you 6,000 3 times. If you pay in 2 installments, it will cost you 6,000 2 times. If you pay in a single installment, you'll only be costed 6,000. So the biggest advice is that for the FOB, for the inland freight, for inspection, and for the marine shipment, make it 1 installment. Okay? And then when your vehicle arrives, you will only have to deal with the custom duty, and then the KRA, and then clearance, and other things like registration. So if you want to learn end to end how to import a vehicle, if you want to learn from my experience A to Z, if you want referrals of people who can help you to import a vehicle, of the website that I have used to import mine, of the consultants in Japan that can help you in generating reports about the car history, text me, or send 5,000 to this number that I am showing here, and then I will meet you any of these weekends over coffee. We will sit down somewhere and I will take you through A to Z. This one I will charge you 5,000 because it is an experience that will save you money. And then we will meet maybe on Saturday, on Sunday, over coffee somewhere. I will buy you coffee with your money that you will have sent to me, and then I will explain to you how to ship a vehicle for yourself. I'll share the whole story of my experience, and then I'll keep sharing my experience as my vehicle nears the port. And during the big day when I go to receive it, I will also shoot a video and share with you guys. So pray for me that it arrives safe, because this experience is not only for me, it is for all of us and anybody interested in saving money when acquiring a vehicle.